You're this perp back with another video, and I just got done checking out episode 6 of Watchmen. And man, every episode that goes by, I'm really starting to like where the story is going overall. But before I get into this review, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and also follow me on Twitter at perpminded420. I post updates and just random stuff on there, so definitely check out all my recent content. If this is the ain't for you, then maybe there's something else on the channel that might interest you. But let's get right into this review, shall we? So the episode opens up with a scene from American Hero Story, and it's ironic that they got a dude that was in American Horror Story Hotel. He was like one of the main characters to play in American Hero Story, and right at the bat, this opening kind of gives you the gist of where this episode is going to go moving forward. Then it cuts back to Angela, and she's in a cell where she's kind of starting to take a trip down memory lane. Let's just say that the nostalgia pills are kicking in, and man, this is a really creative episode. The utilization of black and white and the way they mix certain scenes with color, it's really dope. I really like that style. But she ends up back in 1938, and we see Will Reeves, and he's joined the police force, and you could tell that they don't respect him because in the 30s they didn't really respect black people, obviously. And I really like that we're getting a lot more backstory on Will in this episode, and also like how Regina King's character Angela is pretty much feeling all these different memories and different aspects of Will's life. Like there's this one scene where Will is trying to stop this man from burning down this Jewish establishment, but he does it anyways. But he tries to take him downtown, and he realizes that they don't really care what he has to say, and they let the guy go, which leads to him kind of staying to himself. But also that gets him in trouble with some of his fellow officers. They end up pretty much trying to hang him to kind of just scare him into just minding his own business. And mind you, Regina King is feeling all this, and I really like how this was shot and how this all played out. So now this is where we see the birth of Hood of Justice, where Will is kind of just feeling down on himself until he sees a woman and her man getting beat the fuck up. He decides to step in and using this persona to kind of help other people. And since the cops here won't do anything about certain people committing crimes, he just takes it into his own hands. Meanwhile, Angela is pretty much in a coma right now, and they're trying to, Laurie's trying to snap her out of it and try to help her get through it. Calvin starts reading some things to try to help her bring back her memory, but it's kind of not working. So she hops right back into the nostalgia, Will's memory, and now we get a scene where he actually joins the Minutemen, and it's kind of pretty much the same thing. It's like this cycle is continuing, so he doesn't even fit in there. Pretty much separates himself from the Minutemen and takes action into his own hands, which leads him to go down a little darker path and start killing a bunch of Klan members because he feels like they're up to something even more sinister, but nobody believes him. And it's even affecting his relationship with his son and his wife. And just he sees his son trying to be him, and he kind of freaks out on him not in like a violent way, but he just doesn't want his son to copy him, and you could just see it starting to really get to him. So now we figure out what happened to the chief, and it comes to find out that Will did kill the chief and used some type of like hypnotism to like kind of lure him to the tree to go hang himself. So that's what Will was talking about in a previous episode, where he was talking about she's going to find out who I am and she's going to hate me, and that was Angela's father figure. And the chief is still a mystery, even though we now know that clan suit wasn't his, but it belonged to his grandfather, and he wants to hold it on to it because that's his legacy. And Will kind of laughs that off, and I find that so interesting. I feel like we're going to get more on Will's backstory as we get more episodes. Maybe in episode 7. I didn't watch the preview yet, but I really enjoyed this episode. I love the black and white style. Very, very risky style to take in 2019, because not everybody likes that black and white style. So, it's going to be interesting to see how people feel about this episode. I think it was really well done. It was necessary because we needed to get more backstory on Will. And this episode pretty much ties everything that we've seen so far. But anyways, until next week, I will check y'all out later. Peace.